Hey y'all, I'm back with another story time. This story time is gonna be about when my baby dad took me to go get blood tests on all six of my kids. Now, a little bit of backstory before I go into it. I was with my kid's dad for 11 years. We got 6 children. Our oldest is 16. Our youngest is about to be 9. So we're not going to go into, the details that deep about that. But I'll come back with a story time about that. So we had a bad breakup. I ended up packing up me and the kids and just leaving home the house. So a couple weeks go past. I get a letter saying that, I got to bring all the kids down for paternity test at family division. I talked to my mom about it, and we are laughing about it because I've been with this man for 11 years, and now all of a sudden, because I'm done with you, you want a blood test on all of our kids. But mind you, I literally just had our baby. He had to have been he was less than 3 months at this point, y'all. So I get down to the courthouse. I got all the kids with me, and I'm in a waiting room. So I'm in a waiting area. It's me and the kids. We're just sitting there waiting to be called to the back. He didn't show up on time. It was a little bit after an hour of us sitting there before we seen him. And all the kids ran up to him, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. I'm not going to get in the way of that because that's the only dad they know. This is really their dad. But he's the one questioning their paternity. So we get down there. Well, no, he gets down there. But by surprise, he's with his grandmother. It took me by storm a little bit because I'm like, his grandma literally just had my kids this weekend. So if she's the reason why you're down, I get it, you're down here for support of your grandson or whatever. But I just felt, like a stab to the back. I've been with this man for 11 years. She really mediated me for me to leave. Everybody wanted me to leave him alone. And I was naive at the time, and I really wanted my family to work. But back then I was so young. That was the only man that I really got comfortable with and really knew much about. So I thought. I was young, I was naive. So when she walked in, it was like a stab to the back. I really didn't say too much. I just let the kids go over there, talk to their dad and their grandma. And me and the baby sat on the other side. It was me and my baby and my daughter. My daughter never went over towards them because she was 3 at that time. And I had her 3 years before my baby's son. All my kids are stair steps. So the kids are over there having fun with their dad and their grandma, talking. But my older son, he's 10 at the time. So he was just why? He's used to us all being together, mommy, daddy, grandma, So he was all he had came back over to me are you okay? And I said, I'm fine. Why you say that? He said, I'm just trying to figure out why you ain't sitting with dad and grandma. I'm like, oh, because we're here because of them. He didn't understand it then, but a little couple years later, he knew why. So we finally get called back to the back or whatever. And the first thing that the judge said was, we're here for paternity for who? And he said, I want to get a blood test for all 6 of my kids. I want to get a blood test for all 6 of these kids. And the judge was like, may I ask why? Because to be honest with you, looking from outside looking in, she doesn't look like their mother. You look like you had them kids by yourself. And it's going to be a little costly. I looked at the paperwork, and you're going to have to owe a couple dollars. Basically saying every swab that you get, you're going to have to pay for it if it come back yours. He was protesting, and First he was mad. First he was mad because he probably didn't know that at paternity at child division court or family division court, they don't allow anybody but the parents of the children or the guardian of the children to come to the back. So he was pissed off arguing with the guard when we first got called to the back because his grandmother couldn't come back there. I don't know what was said before they got there that made her, but, mommy's baby, daddy maybe. That shit hit different when the same bitch that just had your kids over her house is coming down to get blood tests with these kids. That shit, it rubbed me the wrong way. But being as though I'm older now, we worked that out. So the judge was basically asking him, like, you sure you want to get these done? He said, yeah. And me being me, I told him, swab all them kids. Swab all them kids because guess what? I know who I was with and I ain't got no problem proving it. So the judge goes back and forth. He said who protested these paternity tests. And he said he did. And I said, well, since we're down here for paternity, I would like to file a child care. Like, I would like to put in for child support because I'm no longer with him and he doesn't do anything for his kids at this point. So the judge is all like, oh, yes, Miss Martin. No. He said, yes, I definitely feel that and I will definitely help you with that. So they go to the back, swab all my kids, swab him. And I said nothing. He kept trying to talk to me. I said nothing the whole time. I just, grabbed my kids. He told us we'll get a letter in the mail when we come back for the results. We got the letter. I want to say, because back then it didn't take that long. I want to say it took like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We got the letter in the mail to come down to get the results. So we go down there again. His grandma come down there for the results. Tell me why all the results said 99.99. Him, all 6. But we all knew that already. He apologized to me, and then he tried to make it like, could we come up with an agreement instead of me paying her child support? The judge said, no, you should have never took this girl out of her home. Wasted you and your kids' time to come down here to get a blood test. Now we're going forth with how much money you owe her for these kids. Y'all, mind you, I've been working since I've been on my own. I've been working and going to school, taking care of my kids by myself. Even now that there is a child support order, he's never made a pay. I want to say he probably made 2 payments in the last 9 years. I don't even expect much from him because I'm so used to doing this shit on my own. That's why I call myself Big Mama. Because, listen, Big Mama been holding shit down by herself. I got my main village, and that's all I got. He's not a part of it on no level. But I don't hold no, animosity towards him. I just hope he get it together eventually. Because our kids are doing nothing but growing up and getting older and realizing, what's really going on. And me being me, I grew up in a 2-parent household. But I also see my mom go through some stuff with my father that I'd rather not speak on. But he always been a good dad to me. And even when they were co-parenting, he was not as weird as my baby dad. Never. When my mom called, he tried to make shit happen. I would say that. Alright, that's the end of my story time. I'll come back and share some more info.